Hi my loves, welcome back. Today I'm going to be showing you how to do an editorial look on set. Everything in natural lighting is a lot more different than on set, and so we're going to be learning all the tips and tricks on how to make the skin look more like skin. Today I have my beautiful model Sonia with me. Hi. So let's get started. Alrighty guys, so before I start my makeovers, usually I start with really good skincare. Here I'm using the Pearly Sheet Mask. This gives the skin such a beautiful plump, radiant glow, which helps minimize the usage of foundations. So leave that on for about 10 minutes. Once you remove it, go ahead and just massage the rest of the product into the skin. Allow all of that moisture to really absorb into the skin before you apply anything else. I love the strobe cream from MAC Cosmetics. It adds another layer of beautiful healthy glow, and you can even mix this with your foundation if you'd like. Now don't forget the eye cream. This is such an important skincare step. It not only depuffs under the eyes, but it also allows the eyelid to have a nice smooth texture for any eyeshadow application. When applying concealer for a more natural look like this one, less is always more. Now, I typically keep it slightly away from the lash line to avoid completely whiting out under the eyes. I'm using the mineralized concealer from MAC Cosmetics and blending it in with a dual fiber brush. Basically, any soft, fluffy brush would help with this. Now that we've allowed enough time for the skincare to really absorb into the skin, I'm applying the Photo Finish Primer from Smashbox. I like to warm all of these products into my hands before I apply them. This way it just melts right into the skin. So just as we have minimal use of the concealer, we're doing the same with foundation. I like to sort of swatch it all over the face first before I blend it in. This way, all I'm doing is melting that foundation within that skincare that we already have on it. So here I'm using MAC Cosmetics Studio Fix Full Coverage Foundation. Now our model already has such beautiful skin, so a little bit goes a long way. Once you have enough foundation on the skin, go ahead and go over it with a damp beauty blender and really melt it in. Outside lighting can really enhance whatever you put on the skin, so a little bit goes a long way. Now everybody's favorite part, which is contouring. I'm using a cream stick from MAC to give it more of a natural finish. Again, a little bit goes a long way in this, so try not to go really heavy with your contour and highlight because we will be in natural lighting. Most photos will enhance everything, and so try to step back and look at your makeup once in a while to avoid having really harsh lines. Moving on to the eyes, always start off with a good primer. Here I'm using the Urban Decay Potion Primer, which is my go-to. Using a flat brush, go ahead and smooth that all over the eyelids, including under the brow bones. This will help keep everything in place, avoid any creasing. Now I'm using a soft brown eyeshadow on the crease with a 224 MAC Cosmetics brush. Basically, it's a nice blending brush, so anything you already have will work. The reason for a soft brown is to help transition any darker colors into the crease. And by the way, all of these eyeshadows that I'm using are from the Huda Rose Gold palette, which is my favorite go-to palette. Now using a more tapered brush, I'm using a darker chocolate brown into the crease. Our model has such a beautiful deep crease already. We're just enhancing it further. After every single step, blending is key. You can go back and forth between the brushes. I really like to keep my 224 brush at hand to just sort of soften out any harsh lines or harsh edges and add more product as you wish. But essentially, we want softness all over this face. Once the eyeshadow is in place, I like to go back with that concealer brush and just sort of clean up the outer edges and prep it for eyeliner. For this look, I'm using a pencil liner rather than a liquid. Again, we're going for softness, and so this is a 24-hour stay Urban Decay liner, which, oh my god, if you have not tried it, I highly suggest it. Once you put it down, make sure to work quickly because it does dry and it's completely smudge proof. Blend that in with a softer, more tapered brush and repeat the process on the other eye. Whatever remainder color that you have on the brush, kind of trail it off to create a softer wing and then move it up into the crease. Blend again. You can never blend enough for this look. Once you're fully satisfied with the eyes, move on to the brows. I'm using soap brows, and using a spoolie brush, go ahead and brush the brows upwards. By the way, if you don't have this product in your kit, I highly recommend it. If you have very light brows or not enough brow hairs, this is a great trick to create fullness. Using a flat brush, I'm just kind of pressing that against the skin, and we're going to leave that and come back to it. Now, I'm adding a beautiful glowy shine in the center of the eyelid. You can use any color that you wish, really. These are just guidelines for you to create your own look. But we're going for a beautiful bronze look, so this will add such a gorgeous effect. When applying shimmery or glittery eyeshadows, I first like to press it down onto the eyelid and then blend, and then dust off any excess fallouts with a dry brush. Using a translucent powder, I'm just strategically placing it in certain areas. Since we want a glowy, dewy effect for this look, we don't want to mattify the whole face. So my focus is mostly under the eyes, around the nose, on the creases, and just sort of in the center of the face. I'm using the MAC Cosmetics translucent powder, which is essentially just clear, and so it works for all skin colors. And it's a great way to remove any fallouts too. So if you get shadow fallouts, just pick some up on your brush and dust it underneath the eyes, and it helps lift off any pigment. Now, underneath the eyes, I'm adding the same two shadows that I did on the crease, which was the soft brown first, sort of blend it down, and then I go back in and focus the darker colors into the lash line. So add your eyeliner and then go in and blend it with that same tapered brush. This helps open up the eyes a little bit more, and that way your look is not sort of like top heavy. I'm darkening the upper lash line with just a hint of black eyeshadow, kind of like pressing it in onto the lash line first before I blend it out. And this is how I create a very soft, diffused wing line, rather than using a gel or liquid liner for a harsher look. So press it in and then sweep it out just a hint. Using a pencil brush, add some highlight to the inner corners. I'm actually using the same face highlight that I'll be putting on her later, and that is the So Hollywood Anastasia Beverly Hills highlight, my favorite. Notice a lot that I use my hand to kind of dust off excess product from the brushes before I go back in and blend it. It's a good way to avoid getting too much eyeshadow on your brush. So now going back to the eyebrows, now that our brow soap has set in, I'm using an angled brush and the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Palette powders. And the powders are a lot softer than gels or creams, so again, we're going for softness. Every single time I apply some color or pigment to the brows, I go back in and kind of brush it over to help blend everything into the hairs. Apply your mascara of choice. Of course, in this case, we're going for waterproof in case we get some splashes from the pool. My favorite trick for really full lashes is to roll the brush up with the eyes closed. Now, if you're doing it, keep one eye closed at a time and kind of roll your brush while wiggling it side to side. It picks up both upper and bottom lashes. Go back in with some clear brow gel and apply that on your brows to really help set them. Look how stunning she looks. Now, I wanted this part to be completely uncut and unedited. This is how I apply blush for a very radiant, rosy, natural finish. So I apply it with actually a lipstick. Here I'm adding the lipstick on my hand, then taking a fluffy, soft synthetic brush and just in circular motion blending it into the cheeks. Don't be afraid to get too close to the nose because we're kind of intentionally going more to the center of the face. The brush that I'm using is from Real Techniques. It's this beautifully soft synthetic fiber that helps feather out the look of any blush or product that you put on the face. So I have a soft hand with this. I don't really press very hard. Now also go slightly over the bridge of the nose. This creates, God, such a gorgeous, almost like flushed look. So it almost feels as if the rosy tone is coming through the foundation from her own skin. I hope I was able to really clearly explain that step because it's literally going to change your world on blushes. Now we're going back to that Anastasia Beverly Hills highlight. When applying highlight, don't go too close near the eyes. Keep it on the high points of the cheekbones and angle it up towards the upper parts of the ear. I always like to melt it in with my fingertips just to warm it into the skin more. Apply some all over the cheekbones, on the bridge of the nose, the tip of the nose, above the brows, as well as the Cupid's bow. This gives such a gorgeous, radiant, glowy, but strategically highlighted look. You don't just want shine all over the face for no reason. Now go back into those inner corners and add some more glow to it. This whole look is all about glow after all. For the lips, we're keeping it nice and simple. I'm not lining it. All I'm using is Delight from MAC Cosmetics. It's a beautiful rosy high shine lip gloss and it's just going to give her such a gorgeous pout. And that's basically it. The last step is to just add a finishing spray. I'm actually using a hydrating rose water from Mario Badescu. And voila. I hope you guys enjoyed this look. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below. Thanks for watching.